For all the quiet kids in class, this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about a topic that is very close to my heart, and it's about being the quiet kid in class. I've been thinking about this for a while now, and it makes me feel incredibly sad. Why is it that we associate being quiet a bad thing? And why is it that we associate being a quiet kid in class a very bad thing? I feel like there are so many negative connotations with this label, and it just isn't right. So since primary and high school, I've always been the quiet kid in class. If you look through my report cards, all of them would have a teacher commenting that Karen needs to put her hand up more, she needs to participate more in class discussions. And I remember my parents weren't too pleased about that and telling me off about it. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't just start being more vocal in class. I definitely tried to, but it's very difficult when your heart is pounding, you're super nervous about speaking up in class, you're worried about how you sound and how you look, and most of all, if your answer was correct. And this was definitely made worse when I had a teacher who didn't take a wrong answer too kindly. Then I would spend the next few seconds, minutes, and even hours thinking back to that moment when I answered that question and worrying about how silly I was and how embarrassing I must have been. It wasn't that I didn't want to speak up. I definitely was very envious of the kids who were loud, confident, and always had something to say. All of this then made me feel incredibly worthless. It lowered my self-esteem and confidence even more, and it gave me the idea that I couldn't be myself and that I had to be someone else. Growing up and looking back at it in hindsight, there was definitely some social anxiety at play. I grew up in a household where a lot of the things that I said were dismissed or was wrong, so I naturally brought that into school with me. I had low self-confidence. I was an English as a second language student, so I was definitely nervous about pronunciation. And you know, when you grow up, you kind of realize that not all teachers are kind and they didn't create the best learning environment. I also remember going to uni first year. I sort of had my glow up then, so I became a much more confident person. Then I was called back to my high school to help with this event as an old scholar. Because I naturally just became a more confident person, I contributed to the discussion a little bit more. And I remember one of the girls who was my old classmate, she was very extroverted, very confident, very articulate. And she remarked that, "Wow, great to hear you talking and finally contributing, Karen." I honestly don't know what her intent was for saying that, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. But after that comment, I still remember it to this day. It just made me feel very self-conscious and very ashamed that I was who I was. I think this concept does link in with the idea of being an introvert and the stigma behind it, which I will make a video on that soon. But I just wanted to reassure to you guys that it's okay to be the quiet kid in class. Most school systems aren't designed to nurture introverts, and many people have this fixed idea in their minds of what successful people look like. Unfortunately, many of the successful people we see or are exposed to are the ones on the media, and they are usually the louder ones. There is this book called Emotional Intelligence, Why It Matters More Than IQ by Daniel Goleman. He wrote about this 4-year-old girl who was the quiet one in her class, and to the casual observer, she may seem like a wallflower amongst her classmates. But when put to the test, she has such a sophisticated, emotionally intelligent mind, more so than any of her louder classmates. And this will allow her to bloom and be successful in the future. We all have reasons as to why we are quiet or prefer not to say much in class. Unfortunately, many people won't understand this, and they will continue to expect us to speak up and think otherwise of us when we don't. My tip for this is to continue to do your own thing, work on the things that you can work on, like self-confidence, communication skills if you want to. Find out who you really are, but most of all, remember that just because you are quiet does not mean you are less than others. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helps you gives you some confidence and reassurance that there are a lot of quiet people out there like you are, and if you are quiet, at school and even at work, that it's okay. You definitely have your own qualities. You should not be reduced to someone's perception of you based on whether you are quieter or a louder person. For those who are on the louder side, I hope that this sheds some insight into, why some people may feel not inclined to participate in discussions, and there may, be some more reasons than just them not wanting to. Anyway, I hope that you liked it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, guys. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!